Tonight on CTV News at 5.
It was like a disaster zone here in Cape Breton.
Storm survey. Researchers are asking Maritimers to look back to prepare for what's ahead.
Help out a dog in need, and hopefully find the dog their forever home.
It's International Dog Day. Local groups say fostering is more important than ever.
It's cool most of the time till she gets into it with the younger guys out there, and then we kind of have to jump in.
Game on. A local family will soon be taking their skills overseas to represent Canada.
Spotty showers. A few pop-up showers and thunderstorms today. A chance at a couple more tomorrow.
Live from the Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Katie Kelly in for Maria Panapalis. Thanks for joining us. First at 5 tonight, back to school bustle. In many parts of the Maritimes, the first day of school is just 1 week away. While families are trying to soak up the last of their summer vacation, they're also busy making sure they're ready for that first bell. CTV's Emma Convey looks at how locals are preparing for the return to class. Emma.
Hi, Katie. The countdown is on for back to school. For many parents, that means stress and big expenses. But for most kids, the feeling is just pure excitement. A revolving door of traffic throughout Mission Mart in Halifax today. Parents and students looking for bargains on back-to-school essentials.
Well, last week was probably the busiest week we've had since we opened. So if that tells you anything, people are thrifting and they're looking for better deals because of the costs of everything are so high.
They collect items year-round to stock up for this busy season. But even then, they find their school essentials go fast.
Kids' shoes flying off the shelf. Like, there's a lot of shoes that go out the door over this next 2 weeks. Backpacks is another huge thing that we can't keep in. As soon as we get them, they're on the floor, ready to go out the door again.
Next week, students across the Maritimes, kindergarten to post-secondary, will head back to the classroom. Some start Tuesday, September 2nd, while others Wednesday and Thursday. For many, preparations are in full force.
A new backpack, some back to school outfit. I have everything I need mostly.
Just the whole package of the school supply list. Yes. I only got maybe 1/3 done.
We've got her some new clothes and a new backpack and all her school supplies. And I think we're just picking up things as we can when they see the prices are low enough.
For students, a new school year brings new opportunities, but also new challenges.
I'm going to second year, so a little more prepared, know what I'm doing a little bit better. I'm excited for my classes. They're a lot harder, which is really, really nice.
Excited to learn new things and kind of nervous for the grade 9.
And there are a number of students and parents feeling the pressure.
Pretty expensive. I went to Staples and I spent like $25 on 2 things, which is why I came to Walmart.
Yeah, it's kind of expensive.
Very, very stressful. Yeah. My sleep time reduced recently significantly. It's like I slept at least 2 hours less every night.
I spoke with a number of parents today, Katie, and many seemed to be prepared. But there were also a number of families visiting Halifax today, soaking up the last week of summer holidays. They said this weekend they plan to get their shopping done, but hope that supplies aren't sold out. Katie.
Thank you so much, Emma. CTV's Emma Convey for us in our Halifax newsroom. That does bring us to tonight's web poll. We are asking, are you ready for the back-to-school season? Your options are, yes, we are ready in my house, not quite, but almost, or not even close. And finally, I don't have to worry about back to school. You can head to ctvnewsatlantic.ca to weigh in and to see our latest poll results. Todd Battis is standing by with a preview of CTV News at 6 tonight. Todd.
Hi, Katie. There's a developing story in Dartmouth at this hour. Emergency crews have been on the scene of a gas leak in the north end of the city. Homes in a wide part of the area around Albro Lake have been evacuated. Just moments ago, though, an alert was issued saying the gas leak has been resolved and people are now allowed to return to their homes. Jonathan McGuinness is on the scene, and he'll have the very latest for us at 6 o'clock. To the wildfires, and more firefighters are heading to Nova Scotia to give very tired crews here a break. as out-of-control Long Lake wildfires continue to grow. It's now over 8,000 hectares. That's more than 80 square kilometers in size. Yesterday's rains, they didn't slow down the fire. Coming up, we'll hear from people on the ground. Folks in Fredericton hit the trails today at Odell Park. The city dropped the restrictions following the province's decision to open all Crown lands. Trails and parks in Moncton open as well, but in the city of St. John, well, they're taking a more cautious approach, and we will tell you why. Also, a conversation with Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre in studio tonight. Let's go now to Kaylin Mitchell in the Weather Center with a look at the current conditions. Kaylin.
Yeah, thank you, Todd. So anybody stepping outside is mostly stepping out into temperatures that are around the mid-20s, except for coastal areas in the Maritimes, which are seeing more widespread temperatures around the high teens and the low 20s. Taking a look at the winds, they're mostly out of the southwest for today. They're being sustained right now between 10 and 25 kilometers per hour. We're getting some occasional gusts reported between 20 and 40 kilometers per hour. The wind speeds will be diminishing as we move through tonight. Tomorrow's winds as well around the Maritimes, mostly out of the west and the southwest. Mix of sun and cloud, but with some spotty showers still ongoing. A couple of those popped up through this afternoon. There were a few small thunderstorms with them as well. What's left of this shower and thunderstorm activity, and there's a little bit of it still moving through northern areas of New Brunswick, as well as around the southeast of New Brunswick and parts of Prince Edward Island. Looks like Summerside has a small little thunderstorm about to move through. That's going to be coming to an end as we move through this evening and tonight. And then in the forecast for tomorrow, what we can expect around the region is some pretty similar weather conditions, mix of sun and cloud, a low chance of a couple of late day showers, but I'll have more details on that coming up later on. Katie.
Thank you so much, Kaylin. We will await that full forecast coming up a little later. And we also have these stories.
I'm Brianne Foley at the Nova Scotia SPCA in Dartmouth, where it's International Dog Day, and we're talking fostering. That story coming up tonight on CTV News at 5.
Hi, I'm Jillian, and I'm her mom.
I'm Jordan, I'm her daughter.
And coming up, we're going to tell you a little bit about our family and our love for the game and how we're both headed to Worlds in November.
It's a celebration of film.
Hello?
The Oxford Theatre's open to the public.
You get to walk the red carpet, be filmed with your friends, and just take part. I mean, that's an incredible amount of fun.
Welcome back. August 26th is known around the world as International Dog Day. And this year, the focus is on forever homes. As CTV's Brianne Foley shows us, the power of fostering dogs is a positive experience in Nova Scotia.
Oh, that's so gentle. That's so nice. Oh, thank you.
This year, the focus on finding fosters is top of mind for International Dog Day.
I always wanted to foster, and then recently I found out that Fly With Me covers all the costs, so you don't have to pay for the food, no vet bills. So someone that has 2 dogs already and has the capacity to actually care for the dog still, but maybe not financially, it's a perfect opportunity to help out a dog in need.
Spencer Fry owns Wagon Wheels, a mobile dog gym. He's now fostering a pup through Fly With Me, a Halifax nonprofit dedicated to rescuing dogs from the United States.
I've been working with Fly With Me for a few months now. I run foster dogs for free. All great personalities, very friendly, very few issues with any of them.
Here at the Nova Scotia SPCA, fostering is also top of mind. As they say, it's a great way to introduce a family to a dog without a lifelong commitment.
They get to kind of see, you even have the time kind of available to look after a dog. A lot of people, especially with puppies, they don't realize how much work a puppy is or how much they get into everything.
Fostering can be financially stressful, which is why organizations help ease that hesitation.
SPCA supplies everything, so food, dishes, beds, treats.
Right now, the demand for foster families is greater than ever.
So fostering is kind of that bridge between the shelter and finding their forever home. So this allows the shelter to take on more dogs, especially ones that might be more in need.
It's great for the animals to kind of get into a different environment, home environment. It's noisy, it's loud, lots of different people, smells. So having them in a different environment, you see them kind of thrive where they wouldn't do that here.
Halifax Puppy Yoga will have rescue pups at both classes this weekend, with all proceeds going to Fly With Me Rescue. Right now, there are roughly 500 animals in need of homes with the Nova Scotia SPCA.
Brianne Foley, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you for that, Brianne. And since, Kaylin, that it is International Dog Day, and who doesn't love cute dogs, we thought we'd show off some of the cute pups in the CTV family. And we're going to start with my dog, of course. This is Ruby. She's my fur baby. She's 10 years old.
Wow.
And she's a toy fox terrier. She weighs, I would say she weighs 5 to 6 pounds, super tiny.
Okay.
This is CTV Chief Editor Steve Gomes. This is his pup. He shared this photo of his Nova Scotia duck toller, Nokia, just like the phone.
Yeah.
He was recently on vacation in Northern Europe, and he was shocked to see 2 duck tollers while he was there.
Popular
and that
breed.
was his favorite. This is Winnie, so this is Stephanie Seacoast's pup. Look how cute this
Goldie.
baby is. So, so cute. And next up, you know this doggy. This is Maverick.
That's a troublemaker right there.
Belongs to Donna and JW, who also work here behind the scenes, and Mav will be 3 in December.
Yeah.
And this is Cassie. She's going to be 11 in September. And along with Cassie, her sister Bear, the rescue pup, they both belong to our assistant news director, Marnie Els. And finally, these cute pups belong to Latavia Beezer from CTV Morning Live. We've got Marge, a 3-year-old mini Australian Labradoodle. And then her next dog is Molly, a 7-year-old Golden Doodle. Plus, she's got twin boys at home. So that's a lot.
Latavia's got a lot of energy, though.
She does.
She
definitely does. She definitely does. Oh, aren't those pups cute? I can't wait to go home and snuggle Ruby.
I mean, it's a little late in the season for it, but I guess we'd call it the dog days of summer.
Ooh, you and your dad jokes, always killing it.
Rain moved off towards the northeast during the overnight today. We were left with sort of a broken mix of sun and cloud around the region. A couple pop-up showers, a couple pop-up thunderstorms. Looking out here at a beautiful scene. This is Lake Major in North Preston. I am going to have more on the forecast coming up after the break.
Welcome back. Well, even though we're still squeezing out the last few weeks of summer, many are already looking ahead. The Canadian Old Farmer's Almanac just released its winter outlook, and it has plenty to say about what's coming our way.
Overall, we're calling for almost everywhere in Canada to be a bit milder this winter than normal.
The Almanac predicts Atlantic Canada will see above average precipitation, which in our region means more snow. The snowiest periods are expected in mid-November, December, and early to mid-January. While temperatures are forecast to be warmer than normal, the storm track could still deliver a snowy season here. Southern Ontario is the outlier, though, with colder and drier conditions expected compared to the rest of Canada. To somebody who actually knows what they're talking about. And I don't mean the Almanac, I mean me, Kaylin Mitchell. Talk to us about the weather.
The opinions and forecasts of the Almanac do not represent those of CTV meteorologist Kaylin Mitchell. Let's take a look at our sunrise and sunset times. We're going to go to the Sydney Boardwalk for today. There's that broken mix of sun and clouds. See in the background there. Winds, of course, on the breezier side around the Maritimes, mostly out of the west and southwest for today. We did have some fairly widespread gusts up between 20 and 40 kilometers per hour. Let's take a look at what's going on our weather systems map. So in behind that front yesterday, that brought a mixture of both some lighter showers and some heavier periods of rain has now moved off towards the east of us. The heaviest of the rain of that weather system fell basically starting around the Halifax area and then east across Nova Scotia. That's where the most widespread totals came in excess of 30, 50, 60, and even a couple reports of 90+ millimeters of rain. Very heavy for that part of the Maritimes. Much, much lighter, though, for the majority of the region, with the showers just totaling a few to several millimeters. Get a closer look at the rainfall totals coming up. CTV News at 6. Taking a look at our weather systems map, though, and behind that front, we were a little bit unsettled as we went through the afternoon. A couple pop-up showers, a couple pop-up thunderstorms. It's left of those showers, and we're seeing that here scattered in through the greens around areas of New Brunswick, parts of Prince Edward Island. Those will be coming to an end as we make our way through this evening. During the overnight hours, just a few clouds around and some patchy fog that'll hold on to the start of the day for Wednesday. Any fog patches that are around for tomorrow morning will be dissipating, and then moving into Wednesday afternoon, mostly a mix of sun and cloud around the region, though at times a little bit more on the cloudier side for locations in Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia tomorrow, I'd call it cloudy periods as opposed to like just a mix. And as we move into late Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening, there'll be a chance of a couple spotty showers in the southwest of New Brunswick and maybe a couple of showers popping up right in the southwest, the interior of the southwest of Nova Scotia, and drifting towards the Atlantic coastline. That wet weather, though, is not going to be widespread. Now, the winds will be diminishing as we move through tonight, but tomorrow's winds very similar to today. So mostly out of the west and southwest and sustained between 10 and 20 kilometers per hour with some gusts between 20 and 40. Taking a look at low temperatures in the forecast for tonight, most of the lows will be falling into a range of around 10 to 15 degrees. High temperatures in the forecast for tomorrow for the province of New Brunswick will be in the range of around 21 to 25 degrees. Also looking at highs of around 21 to 24 for Prince Edward Island, and most of the high temperatures for Nova Scotia between 21 and 25. Now, an air quality warning remains in effect for Annapolis County because of near-surface smoke created by the Long Lake wildfire. Additionally, air quality statements are out for the remainder of the Annapolis Valley, as well as Lunenburg County and Halifax County. Given the west and southwest direction of the winds over the next couple of days, we're likely to see smoke from that wildfire move towards those areas. That could reduce air quality, at least locally. If you are finding that you're experiencing some symptoms, such as some nose or throat or eye irritation, you want to be heading inside and limiting your outside exposure in those smoky conditions. Taking a look at Thursday's forecast around the region, it's mostly a mix of sun and cloud expected, and high temperatures once again in the range of the low to mid-20s. Let's take a look at our Weather Watcher for tonight. And tonight's Weather Watcher is coming in from 4-year-old Bo Rose Chapel from Marshfield, Prince Edward Island. Bo sent us a drawing of a happy bunny out on a sunny day. It also just happens to be her grandpa's birthday today as well. So a very happy birthday to Grandpa Gauguin. Thank you, Bo. And if you'd like to be one of our Weather Watchers, you can send your weather-related drawing to CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4, or email kaylin.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Katie.
Thank you, Kaylin. Well, with hurricane season around the corner, a maritime professor is asking people to look back into the not-so-distant past. As CTV's Ryan McDonald shows us, she's surveying people in Cape Breton about how they were impacted by Hurricane Fiona in hopes of figuring out ways people can be helped in the wake of future storms.
It's been nearly 3 years now since Hurricane Fiona hit the Maritimes hard, leaving tens of thousands without power for days or weeks and causing hundreds of millions of dollars in damage to property and infrastructure.
It was like a disaster zone here in Cape Breton.
Corrine Cash is a professor of planning and community climate adaptation at Mount Allison University. Today, she was at the Mayflower Mall in Sydney asking people to fill out a survey she is conducting on how people were affected by the September 2022 storm.
People who are pensioners, people are on low income, who were really, really impacted, and that really touched me and made me concerned about the people who are most vulnerable and marginalized.
My dad had to drive to Port Hawkesbury from Sydney Forks just to get gas for the generators.
Carly McKenzie was living in Halifax when Fiona hit, but heard the stories and saw the pictures from the community she grew up in. She also experienced days when her own life was significantly impacted as the result of a different storm.
I actually had a roof come off of my apartment, my first apartment, during Hurricane Dorian in Halifax. So I was particularly interested in hurricane preparedness because I really struggled to get help when that happened to me.
Corrine Cash says her goal is to release the survey results to the community here in Cape Breton and then present them to government in about 8 months' time.
Advice for developers, planners, government, so that, and emergency response, healthcare practitioners, so that those who need the help the most are better protected in the future.
I hope that we get some clearer policies on recovery funding specifically. That's a hard thing to come by. And also just having to rely less on community support, something that's more set in stone.
Looking back at a storm that few will forget in hopes of being better prepared for other major weather events in the future. Ryan McDonald, CTV News, Sydney.
We're going to take a short break here on CTV News at 5. Coming up, ball hockey bloodline.
It's just love of the game, and we all really enjoy it.
It's a family affair on the ball hockey floor. Mom, dad, and daughter all suiting up for the national championships. Meet Team Richard next. Welcome Welcome back. Ball hockey runs deep in the Richards family. Mom, dad, and daughter play together on the same team. Later this year, the trio will be traveling overseas to the World Championships, and CTV's Mike Lamb hit the floor to see the family in action.
Hi, my name's Jordan. I'm 21 years old. I've been playing ball hockey for around like 8 years now. I started when I was 14. My mom was always super big into ball hockey, got scouted to play for Team Canada, and I kind of got into it because of her. In the past couple weeks, I was scouted to play for Team Great Britain at Worlds in the Dominican. My dad is big into ball hockey too. He plays for Great Britain as well, his home team. It's such a big difference between ice hockey, I play ice hockey too, and like the physicality I think in ball hockey is a lot different, and like the running and like just the skill.
She's always played ice hockey too, and we grew up in the rink, so she's kind of bred into her, and she doesn't really have a choice but to love it. It's cool most of the time till she gets into it with the younger guys out there, and then we kind of have to jump in, and she can take care of herself though, but she spends a lot of time in the box.
I started playing in this league last winter in the men's league. I'm one of 4 girls in the whole league, and we're all on the same team together. It's definitely a lot more physical than the women's ball hockey. I enjoy playing this more because I am more of a physical player. Definitely gets rough in the corners. I mean, I'm one to go into the corners. Got a couple penalty minutes.
Jordan, you're in the box.
Yeah.
What happened?
High stick, apparently. World Championships, so we're going away to play against like Team USA, Team Canada, Team Slovakia, Czech Republic. I never thought like an opportunity like that I would get.
I'm going to Bratislava, Slovakia in November, so it'll be my 4th time representing Canada. It's a lot of fun. I don't think there's any other family in the league that I'm aware of. It's just love of the game, and we all really enjoy it, and we have fun with it.
Such a fun thing for the family to do together, and good luck on your travels to the Richard family. All right, that wraps up CTV News at 5 for this evening. Don't forget to join us at 6, and right now we're going to pass things over for the CTV National News.